What if I told you guys that part of the ancient Egyptian empire was in the Americas? So just please put your fragile realities to the side and hear me out. So here's why I believe the ancient Egyptian empire was also in the Americas. Fact number 1, our national parks. Let's take a look at places like the Grand Canyon. This is known as the Isis Temple in the Grand Canyon. It doesn't look like a natural formation. It has 90-degree angles, a cornerstone at the top. It's shaped like a pyramid. And you find these type of structures everywhere in the Grand Canyon. And I mean everywhere. So it's as if some kind of cataclysmic event happened and destroyed these buildings. For those of you who've been with me for a while, I made a video a while back known as the melted buildings theory, where I talk about how some of the national parks and mountains we see that oddly resemble destroyed melted buildings are actual structures, buildings, and cities that were destroyed in a cataclysmic event. There's an example of the arch in Utah. We've been told it's a natural formation of erosion. But what if this is an Egyptian arch that was destroyed? You even see runoff patterns coming down. And you find these bizarre looking mountains everywhere in America. In fact, the Bible talks about destroyed melted buildings. Ezekiel 22:21, "Yea, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof." I go more in depth on my melted buildings theory, link in bio, so go check it out. Despite what we've been told, Egypt was actually a worldwide empire and has its roots in the Americas. Here's proof. Traces of cocaine and nicotine found in some Egyptian mummies have led some to speculate that ancient Egypt may have traveled to the New World, America. And yes, I have peer-reviewed sources to back this up. I'll post a link in the bio. In 1992, German toxologist Svetlana Balbanova discovered traces of cocaine, hash, and nicotine on Hennettai's hair, as well as on the hair of several other mummies of the museum, which is significant in that the only source for cocaine and nicotine had been considered to be cocoa and tobacco plants native to the Americas. So maybe the Americas was part of the Egyptian empire but was wiped out. Possibly got a taste of God's wrath. Another interesting fact. When are people going to realize Haru is patterned after the Palomando falcon, which is a bird that's only indigenous to the Americas? Things that make you go, I was discussing this with a friend last night. The Egyptian god Horus is a falcon. The falcon it resembles the most is the one that's only indigenous to the Americas. Look at the design and shape on the falcon's side of the head. Here's the falcon that Horus is modeled after. When I was discussing this with a friend last night, we were trying to find falcons that look like the Egyptian god Horus. Specifically falcons in Egypt. None of them look like Horus. The only falcon that matches the Horus look is the Palomado falcon. This bird is only indigenous to the Americas. So what's an American falcon head doing on the head of an Egyptian god? Very bizarre. Another fact is the Americas has the most pyramids in the world. Here are a pair of Shuabits from King Tut's tomb, and Shuabits found in El Salvador. Very similar looking. So maybe these American national parks aren't just national parks. Maybe there's more to the story. Because once you see it, it becomes kind of hard to unsee. Very interesting. Nothing to see here, just natural formations, wind and rain erosion. These 3 structures look like melted statues. Yup, very melted looking. Very bizarre indeed. So if you enjoyed this, subscribe to my YouTube. I'll make a longer video on this. And we're out.